a beautiful day. We're just contemplating whether we do washing or not because it's supposed to rain, but it does not look like rain at this time. So good morning and welcome to Wednesday, the 9th of July. Um, oh, I've got people beeping at me. All right, I'm going to draw a card. I actually thought I was going to draw a Susan card, and Lindy came out. Lindy was like, no. Oh, and I love it. I love it. The universe says, I fucking love you. Love from the universe. That's so good. All right, so there's Lindy. Lindy has decided that I did actually just see her doing a live, or I saw her recording. And so, yeah, I was like, there we go. Lindy wanted to come through today, so yay. All right, so today we still have the moon in Sagittarius up until 6:55 p.m. and then it moves into Capricorn. Sorry, I'm just trying to do things and it's not working for me. All right, let's have a look and see if anyone's here because it doesn't look like it's working again today. Yay! Hello, Amy. Good morning, Louise. There we go. It's not working. All right, so I've already got a few things done today. All right, so the trick for today is if you need to get something done, do it straight away. All right, because as the day goes on, we're moving into after 10 o'clock, the moon in Sag, that's just like whatever, is moving into a square to Saturn and Neptune. That goes through until 10 p.m. So it just makes things that little bit harder to get towards. However, if there is a delay, it might be because there is more to come. All right. So, I mean, it's not a terrible delay. It's just a delay. There's also after 2, an in conjunct with Uranus, now in Gemini. So this is like if you've got a plan and it's not going ahead as you wanted it to, it's going to do your head in a little bit. And then after 3, we've got an opposition to Jupiter, which also says don't promise things you can't deliver upon. Now, I've just said all of the ones that are later in the day. Right now, we have the moon trine Chiron in Aries, all right? So I think this one is, we're all trying to be better individuals. We're all trying to do what's good for us. Chiron in Aries. And Sagittarius moon has this overarching opinion, knowing about what we can and can't achieve. There's some life philosophy coming in here. Maybe saying, don't be too hard on yourself. So that's why I think in the words I wrote, the morning is your golden window. Act now if there's something important that needs to be done, even if your heart feels a little bit more tender with that Chiron aspect. As the day rolls on, the energy shifts and bends, almost like the universe is changing the script mid-scene. Plans may get tangled, time slips, and that perfectly mapped out to-do list, it might just need a few gentle edits. So be kind to yourself and everybody else. Avoid promising exact finish times. Leave a little bit of wriggle room because life is not a straight line, and today might be one of those days where you want to dance. So, and I just, yeah. So if you're feeling, hello, Helen. Good morning, Alicia. Alicia, I've got your bag and your cards right here. I'm going to get them to you very soon. So yeah, so like I sort of explained a little bit about the moon today. I think once we get into that Capricorn moon, even though, all right, so okay, blah, 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 blah. All right, we're moving into this full moon in Capricorn, which for us is Friday morning at 6:30 a.m. And I feel like because we're moving into this, okay, so the moon moves into Capricorn ruled by Saturn. Saturn is currently station ready to go retrograde. So if you can just visualize this, all right, so Saturn is standing still. All right. Neptune has already turned and gone retrograde. So Saturn's got his hands on his hips and he's fucking judging everyone. So I feel like it's a good thing in a few ways. All right. So, you know, we're going to be assessing and judging the work that we have been doing. All right. So it's a retrograde. We're going back over with what we've already done. But with Saturn standing still, he goes retrograde on Sunday afternoon at 2 o'clock. He's like I just said, he's assessing the situation. So even though the moon's not quite in Capricorn yet, he's still stationary and standing still and judging the ass of everybody. All right. So, with this square, it's okay. Sorry. So I'm processing. All right. I feel like I'm just going to use myself an example here. All right. So now I was going awesome. Saturn in Aries is that discipline and determination to have the energy, to be that young warrior, like I'm going to go do the things. I'm going to forge forward in the front line and I'm blah, 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 blah. And then Saturn, that was giving us all of that discipline and determination and life's effort and the rewards we get from them. Now that he's standing still, I'm like, I've fallen off the wagon. I did a training session yesterday, but I'm not as consistent as I was when I first got back to Tassie from Sydney. And I just feel like I've really noticed that Saturn's slowing down and the determination just going by the wayside a little bit. And it's more in the Aries type energy, all right, because food wise, I'm still tracking, cognitively, I'm still doing all of that, the work that we do, the thinking, the looking at our lives, that life assessment that we're in. But it's that Aries-esque energy where I'm not forging ahead like I was. So I don't know whether you can see this in your own life. Like, have you got to a place where you're like, oh, I'm not forging ahead like I was, and then it comes down to, this is why Saturn's got his hands on his hips, because he's like, I taught you this. All right, what are you doing with it? Okay, so, Saturn's retrograde is going to be us forcing ourselves with no one else's help. It's you on you. Like, did you mature? Did you learn these lessons? Did you pay attention to what you were doing in the first place? So now that I'm not pushing you from behind, why are you not moving? I don't know. That was a side shoot here, but I'm just asking you, like, are you feeling this? Have you dropped off a little bit? Are you not forging ahead like you were? Even though it's midwinter, meh, it's you know what? It's a day ending in Y. That's it. We're in a year, we're in life, we're just doing life. And so what excuse or reasoning are you using? Because like I said, I'm having to, like, come on, bae. This is not where you got yourself to only just then let it all go. All right, so I'm giving myself a good old talking to. All right, what else is happening actually, I'll stop and have a look and see who's here. Amanda Jones, hello. Good morning, Sally. Totally get that. New habits have dropped away. There we go. So yeah, so really so for the words tomorrow, there is a feeling of judgment in the air. And I was using that boardroom analogy where Saturn is standing there with his arms firmly crossed and that look upon his face. All right, so he's got Venus and Uranus on one side, because now that Uranus, Pluto, Neptune mini grand trine is active. All right, so we've got Uranus and Venus in Gemini over there going blah, 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 and Saturn's just like, And then on the other side, because so Pluto and Uranus are trining each other. Neptune and Uranus and Neptune and Pluto are all sextiling each other. Oh my God, sorry, that was so blah, blah, blah. But anyway, um, so Pluto's on the other side saying, but the community needs this so that they can move on, they can transform. And then, so all of the main big players are in the room and they're communicating, but Saturn's still just assessing, judging, giving us that look, going, what are you doing? So, and this full moon, which is Saturn ruled, it's, we're really having to stop, assess, check, reorientate, have a look at the work that we've been doing. Has it paid off? Like, did we find all the tips and tricks that were available to us to do that continued service to ourselves? Like, yeah, why are we stopping? Why have you stopped? What did you miss? And that's another thing with this moon square Saturn Neptune today. Delays might be because you've missed a crucial detail. All right. So again, with the don't get frustrated, just really do this assessment. All right. So it's take the emotion out of it. We cannot be emotionally charged when it comes to us falling off our own wagon. Just stop and go, okay, well, what didn't click? There's got to be something that's not clicked. Why is it not at the heightened value that it should or could be? You know what I mean? Like, if it's important, then you're going to do it, So let's have a look. Okay. It's like 2 weeks after New Year's Eve when all of the New Year's resolutions start to dissolve without focused attention. That's exactly right, Sally. So here we are, and we're questioning ourselves. If you have dropped off on these important habits, then let's reassess, reorientate, check the foundations. What are we missing? All right, so we're going to do a Dreamweaver's card today. I did start with a Lindy, and Lindy was the universe is saying, I love you from the universe. So let's draw a Dreamweaver's. And doesn't it just come down to that self-care? That, what's important to yourself? Like I've often spoken about, for me, doing exercise and training is so that when I'm old, I can still run around with my grandkids, so I don't get osteoporosis, so that menopause is not so hard on me. So I have my reasons, but obviously, like I'm not walking my talk when it comes to that. So like I said, I'm calling myself out. Like, it's important. Why are you not doing it? I don't know. I'm lazy. It's too cold. It's too blah blah. Well, when you fall over and break a bone, that's too bad. Not when, if. Touch wood. Thanks, Sally. I heard that. Ooh, when the witches must drink their brew. Oh, how's that for being called out by the universe? That's awesome. Card number 9, when a witch must drink their brew. Oh, that's hilarious. I feel seen and heard. All right. Being unapologetically comfortable in who you are, trusting and knowing your own magic, being authentic and inspired, the courage to own your values and who you are and not succumbing to the spell of society. Do you trust your own magic? You should. There is no one like you, and your essence is brimming with life force and purpose, unique to you. This is your magic elixir, so drink it down and cast off what doesn't serve you. Being fully yourself now is what's required. Nothing less will do. Yes, it takes courage to cast off the spell of society with all of its expectations, manipulations, and restrictions to claim your true expression. Don't worry about the consequences. What if you won't fit in? These are times when a new world is being birthed. Your truest note in the symphony of life can only be played by you. This is how you serve the whole world in harmony with others to create the sweetest music. This is a time for you to ask yourself what is truly authentic to you. What is in or out of alignment with your values? Adjust your life where you need to, for this is a profound time to stand up, shine, and be seen. Drink your magic, share it with the world, and be bold. When a witch must drink their brew, they are at a profound moment to their own magic, just like you. You were born for these times. And I'm also hearing that song Born to Be Alive on earworm in my head right now. Thanks, Mick. So I'll click the button to get again and see what everyone thinks. Yes, cool. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So ladies, back to, if you want to get shit done, try to do it first thing in the morning, because, or just, you know what, remain flexible throughout the day so that anything that does crop up, it's not gonna like ruin the flow. So that's me for today, and I am in the office today and around if anybody needs a chat or a reading or a consultation. Yeah, I hope you have a great day, and I will see you tomorrow. Mwah.